Welcome to VSOW. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Always ready to jump in.
Today, we're tackling Burning Man. It's one of those things, it's more than just a festival, right? So much to unpack. We've got some fascinating sources to help us make sense of it all. First-hand accounts from The Independent, a historical overview from the Nevada Museum of Art, that's their City of Dust video transcript, plus a general overview and a Burning Man dictionary, that's from Mixmag, to decode the lingo.
They're like a cultural puzzle, and we've got all the pieces.
Exactly. Our goal, to assemble those pieces and give you a complete picture,
Right.
to understand this truly unique phenomenon. Shall we start at the beginning? Back to the origins on Baker Beach in San Francisco.
Let's go back in time, before the dust storms and the neon lights.
So 1986, Larry Harvey and Jerry James. Actually, the Independent article mostly focuses on attendees' experiences, so no mention of James there. But the Nevada Museum of Art transcript, crystal clear. Harvey calls up his friend, Jerry James, and it all starts with this idea. Build and burn an 8-foot wooden man on Baker Beach.
Sounds spontaneous, almost a whim.
Right, and James was there to help make it happen. What's so striking is how something so seemingly small, even a bit whimsical, could evolve into this massive annual event. It's mind-boggling.
It speaks to something, though, doesn't it? The museum transcript details that first burn. Only about 35 people. And get this, no grand plan to do it again next year. It just became an annual thing, organically. Word of mouth, The museum's video really emphasizes this. Each year, they'd bring this roughly built wooden figure to the beach, whatever scrap lumber they could find. Flyers, posters, spread the word, and the numbers just grew, gradually.
Like a slow burn, quite literally.
Exactly. It really shows you, doesn't it, that deep human need for shared experience, for ritual. It's fascinating.
It really is. But of course, Baker Beach couldn't contain it forever. The transcript marks 1990 as the turning point. San Francisco officials, even though they let them erect the figure that year, it was 40 feet tall, they ended up banning the burn. Too risky, they said. No permit. Our pasted text source agrees that intervention forced the move.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Would Burning Man even exist as we know it without that relocation?
A real sliding doors moment. And here's where the museum transcript adds a crucial layer. The influence of San Francisco's 1980s countercultural scene. Specifically, they mention the Suicide Club and its offshoot, the Cacophony Society. Think adult play, urban exploration, pushing boundaries.
Not your average social club.
Definitely not. The Cacophony Society was this broader mix, artists, performers, nonconformists. The transcript makes it clear anyone could join. And their zone trips, these were group outings, all about playful collaboration, pranks, costumes. It all sounds strikingly familiar, wouldn't you say?
Proto-Burning Man, almost.
Yeah. The transcript explicitly says these zone trips were a direct precursor to what would happen in Nevada. It's not just a bonfire that got bigger, it's deeply entwined with this specific cultural context. It adds a whole new dimension.
It does. But it's also important, as the transcript does, to acknowledge other influences. Mary Grassberger had been organizing summer solstice gatherings on Baker Beach since the 70s. So the concept of alternative gatherings there, not entirely new, it was this fusion of different threads that set the stage for Burning Man to emerge. It's like a cultural tapestry, really.
A lot of threads coming together. So Baker Beach chapter closes. 1990, they head to Nevada's Black Rock Desert, a pivotal moment. The museum transcript gives credit to the Cacophony Society's Zone Trip number 4, specifically for finding this new location. It's like they were scouting, looking for a new home for this growing, evolving thing. The transcript even talks about this symbolic moment when they arrive in Black Rock Desert. Michael, a longtime Cacophony Society member, draws a line in the sand, says things will be different on the other side. Intriguing, isn't it?
Powerful imagery. A new space, literally and maybe figuratively, a new beginning. And only about 80 people at that first Nevada burn, a far cry from what it is today.
A tiny seed that grew into something immense. Both the transcript and our pasted text note how quickly attendance exploded in those early Nevada years. 692, 2,094, then 4,095, that kind of exponential growth in a remote desert environment. You have to imagine the logistical headaches, the organizational challenges they must have faced. Staggering to think about.
It is. The Nevada Museum of Art transcript really highlights how this forced them to adapt. More order, better communication, tighter safety measures. This was when they created the survival guide, established a formal safety group, launched a newspaper and a radio station, even started scheduling activities. It's a fascinating push and pull, isn't it, between that initial spontaneity and the need for structure as it grew.
Absolutely. This informal gathering morphing into something more structured. The transcript even mentions the Bureau of Land Management, the BLM, issuing the first official permit in 91. There's this almost casual note from the federal agent saying, have fun, hard to believe given the complex relationship they have today.
It was a different time, for sure. But what's really interesting is how those core values started taking shape during this growth period. Our pasted text points out how attendees, those who the Mixmag Dictionary calls burners, devotees, who embraced those 10 principles, they started coalescing around shared ideals. Not imposed, but emerging organically from their shared experiences, the desire to create something different, something special.
Those 10 principles are really the bedrock of Burning Man. The Mixmag Dictionary lays them out. Radical inclusion, gifting, decommodification, radical self-reliance, radical self-expression, communal effort, civic responsibility, leaving no trace, participation, and immediacy. It's like a blueprint for a society so different from the default world. But how do these principles play out in real life, on the playa?
That's where the magic happens, or doesn't, as the case may be. These principles are woven into the very fabric of Black Rock City. The pasted text describes it as a temporary world, commerce-free, with this anything-goes spirit, all within the framework of those principles, of course. And the Mixmag Dictionary talks about the gifting economy, right? Where you exchange goods and services with no expectation of anything in return. A radical departure from our everyday transactional way of life. The fact that ice and coffee are typically the only things sold for actual money really underscores that commitment.
The Independent article brings that gifting economy to life with these amazing stories. Someone trading glow sticks for a ride in a small plane, can you imagine? And finding a hidden bar in the middle of the desert, drinks on the house. It speaks volumes about the unexpected generosity that seems to define the experience, turning everything on its head, isn't it?
It is. It's whimsical, serendipitous. And the Mixmag Dictionary mentions Colexodus, too. That tradition where people leaving gift their unused supplies to the cleanup crews.
Yeah.
Not only reinforcing the gifting ethos, but also a very practical way to minimize waste in that temporary environment. It all ties together beautifully.
Another hallmark of Burning Man. Those art cars, or mutant vehicles, as they're called in the Mixmag Dictionary. Not just tricked out cars, these are exquisitely modified and decorated vehicles, they say. And get this, they need approval from the DMV Department of Mutant Vehicles before they're allowed on the playa. The Independent article even mentions someone riding a flame-throwing fire truck while tripping on acid. Then you've got the art bikes, a more human-powered way to get around this sprawling ephemeral city. These vehicles, large and small, what do they add to the whole atmosphere?
They transform the playa into this constantly shifting landscape, these mobile art installations. It embodies radical self-expression, participation. The sheer imagination, the effort poured into them, it's a testament to the participants' dedication to making this a world apart.
And we can't forget the playa itself, the physical setting. The Mixmag Dictionary tells us playa is Spanish for beach. It's the term for that dried lake bed of Black Rock Desert. And then there's that infamous playa dust, fine and alkaline. It gets everywhere, doesn't it? They even have terms for it, platina, for that white coating it leaves, and less glamorous ones like nose taters for, well, you can picture it.
It's part of the experience, isn't it? And playa foot, skin irritation from the alkaline dust, that's another reality. Harsh environment really emphasizes the importance of leaving no trace. The Mixmag Dictionary has a broad definition of OP matter out of place, even organic materials. It's about respecting that fragile ecosystem.
The Nevada Museum of Art transcript also highlights those annual themes. Larry Harvey's brainchild. They shape the art installations, the creative projects each year. And then you have those temples, incredibly important spaces, they say. Spaces for contemplation, for remembrance. David Best is singled out for his contributions to temple design starting in 2000. In an event so outwardly exuberant, what role do these more contemplative spaces play?
Balance. They offer a counterpoint to all the energy and chaos, a space for reflection, mourning, introspection. That act of creating and then burning these structures, it's powerful. It speaks to the fleeting nature of things, of life, of community. David Best's designs, especially, that they're known for their intricate beauty, that sense of peace they evoke. It's very moving.
And of course, the heart of it all, the burning of the man. The pasted text tells us it's visible from anywhere in Black Rock City, about 100 feet tall. And the meaning. Intentionally open to individual interpretation, very much in line with the overall ethos. The Nevada Museum of Art transcript also mentions the Fire Conclave, a collaboration of fire performers. And Crimson Rose, a longtime participant in this ritual. Can you tell us more about this culminating event?
It's the climax, the focal point. While the meaning is personal, for many it symbolizes release, transformation, the impermanence of it all. Crimson Rose's early involvement, they described it in the transcript, her first ascent with those 16-foot silk wings, it brought this sense of ritual to the burn. And her ongoing dedication to ensuring the man is released and burned in the best way possible. It shows you how deeply people connect with this act. It's incredibly profound.
And ultimately, that impermanence. The pasted text reminds us Black Rock City is designed to disappear completely after those 9 days. Intentional ephemerality, the opposite of how most cities exist. What do you think this impermanence adds to the experience?
It underscores the whole idea of a temporary autonomous zone. Outside the normal rules and structures, you're present, you're in the moment, knowing it will soon vanish. It also emphasizes leaving no trace, the goal of returning the playa to its natural state. It's all connected.
So, the Nevada Museum of Art transcript takes us through the evolution of Burning Man. Things became more formalized in the mid-90s. There's a partnership agreement in 94 involving Larry Harvey, John Law, and Michael, and they officially register the Burning Man service mark in 95. It suggests a growing awareness, right, that as this thing gets bigger, some institutional framework is necessary.
Makes sense. You can't stay completely informal forever. But that rapid growth, as always, brought challenges. The transcript points to 1996 as a critical year. 8,000 people, Black Rock City is verging on anarchy, as they put it. They talk about casual use of firearms, people driving recklessly, and the tragic death of Michael Fury. John Law, one of the key organizers, leaves after that. It forced them to confront the need for more safety, more regulation. It was a wake-up call.
A clash between that free-spirited beginning and the realities of managing a huge, increasingly complex event. The transcript notes the BLM. They stepped up their scrutiny. And there was a demand for better infrastructure, better safety protocols. That led to Rod Garrett implementing the first semicircular city grid in '98. How did that planned layout change things?
Brought order, I'd say. A basic structure for navigating, for placing camps and services. Helped manage some of the chaos. Some might say it was too much formalization, but it was necessary to ensure the event could continue, to keep people safe. It's a delicate balance.
It's interesting, the transcript also highlights Harley K. Du Bois. He was city manager for over a decade, and he saw the need to shape the city's development, placing themed camps strategically, essential services. So it wasn't just physical layout, but about nurturing community.
Absolutely. He understood how the physical space could make or break those social interactions. By curating where different groups and services were located, he played a big role in making the city come alive, fostering a sense of belonging.
And then there's the Department of Public Works, the DPW, established in '97 by Will Roger Peterson. The transcript goes into detail about the crucial role they play, building and installing Black Rock City's infrastructure each year. The annual Golden Spike ceremony, marking the start of that process, it really symbolizes the immense effort that goes into creating this temporary metropolis from scratch.
DPW. They're the unsung heroes. They toil away in that harsh desert, building roads, setting up all the essential systems. The Golden Spike ceremony is a tribute to their hard work, to the sheer feat of engineering and logistics involved. It's mind-blowing.
Don't want to forget the Black Rock Rangers either. Founded in '92 by Michael, also known as Danger Ranger. The transcript describes them as volunteers, participants who take on this crucial role, promoting safety, providing information, a support system for the community. Not traditional law enforcement, more like a peer-to-peer network.
They embody civic responsibility. Participants looking out for each other, helping to maintain order without relying on outside authorities. It's about community self-governance, really.
Now, looking beyond Black Rock City, Burning Man's influence is undeniable. The pasted text mentions how many burners describe the event as life-changing, this utopia-like environment free from materialism and transactional interactions. The stories in The Independent definitely support that sentiment. What do you think it is about Burning Man that has such a profound effect on so many people?
I think it's the combination of things, that freedom of self-expression, the intense communal experience, escaping the constraints of the default world, even if just for a week. Those 10 principles, they provide a framework for interacting that encourages generosity, creativity, a sense of shared purpose. It can be incredibly liberating, conducive to personal growth.
The pasted text points out that Burning Man has attracted some pretty influential people over the years, from the tech world to celebrities. And the Nevada Museum of Art transcript goes into detail about how Burning Man has spread to other parts of the world. These regional events, supported by local volunteers called regional contacts. Marion Goodell gets a lot of credit for developing that global network. Has this expansion changed the original vision, do you think?
In some ways, yes. It allows those core principles, that Burning Man spirit, to adapt to different cultures, to take root in new places. Each regional burn has its own flavor, but they all share the same fundamental values. Marianne Goodell, she's been instrumental in building that decentralized but interconnected network. It's quite a feat.
And then there's Burners Without Borders, started in 2005. The Nevada Museum of Art transcript highlights how they've applied the 10 principles to real-world situations, doing disaster relief work around the world. It takes those values beyond the playa into concrete action.
It shows a deeper commitment, that those values aren't just for the desert, applying communal effort and civic responsibility to real-world problems. It's inspiring.
And becoming a nonprofit, the Burning Man Project in 2013 with Marian Goodell as CEO, that was another significant step. As the transcript notes, it solidified their presence, their commitment to the mission. It's a sign of maturity, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. A way to support art, community building, environmental sustainability. It shows a long-term vision. Burning Man isn't just a party, it's a movement.
And acquiring Fly Ranch, that's a glimpse into the future, isn't it? Expanding Burning Man's impact beyond that annual event in Black Rock City. What are the possibilities, do you think?
A lot of potential. Year-round programming, experimenting with sustainable living, art residencies, community initiatives. Fly Ranch could become a permanent hub for the values and principles of Burning Man, extending its reach far beyond the desert. It's exciting.
Of course, we have to address the controversies, too. The pasted text talks about its reputation, potentially dangerous, becoming more exclusive, catering to the wealthy. They even use the term sparkle pony. The Mixmag Dictionary defines it as someone who shows up but doesn't engage with the core principles. What are the main criticisms leveled at Burning Man?
It's a complex issue. The pasted text and the museum transcript both acknowledge the serious allegations: sexual assaults, worker exploitation, traffic nightmares, even deaths. And then there's the environmental impact. The pasted text mentions a high carbon footprint, questions about whether leaving no trace is truly feasible on such a massive scale. And with the recent flooding, those concerns about safety and resilience are amplified. These are real issues, things that the organizers and participants need to continue to address. It's not all sunshine and rainbows.
Throughout this deep dive, we've come across so much unique vocabulary, that Burning Man lingo. The Mixmag Dictionary has been invaluable in decoding it all. Default world, the Paiute perspective on ancestors or dust devils, dark tarred for those unlit at night, the ingenuity implied by obtainium, and that myth of Daft Punk at the trash fence, it all adds to this distinct linguistic landscape.
Absolutely. Java cow, playa chicken, those terms highlight that internal humor and folklore and playification. A funny reminder of how that playa dust gets into everything. It reinforces the sense of Burning Man as its own cultural space with its own shared experiences, its own understanding of the world.
So, stepping back, what are the key takeaways? Burning Man has transformed from a spontaneous act into this complex, temporary city with its own culture, those deeply held principles, and a growing global presence. It's a fascinating example of community building, artistic collaboration, and the challenges of scaling something so unconventional.
It's a microcosm of society, really. All the complexities, the contradictions, and the utopian ideals alongside those real-world controversies. It forces us to think about the tensions between radical individualism and collective responsibility, artistic freedom and safety, escaping from the everyday world while acknowledging the environmental realities we face. It's thought-provoking, challenging.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Burning Man. If you found this exploration as fascinating as we did, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment.
Thank you for listening to VSOW.